Ah, look at that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Told you. Alright, the update is here. Let's see what it's got in store. This will load. Alright, here we go. Yeah, there it is. Michelangelo Chase. uh, Need some gear. Day 7, Michelangelo himself. Some other stuff. And then there's a 2-star soul here. And then phase 2, we eventually get split souls. We eventually get his full 5-star soul here. Okay. Alright. So, there's that. Okay. Event dungeon. Master Shredder. Chronophage. That's the new gear set. 6-star gear is stage 13. Alright. Let's see. Let's just do this for now. Is that? No. Okay, never mind. So Shredder is the. Let's see this actually. Shredder is the boss for this event dungeon. It's just amazing. Wow. What? What? What is? Hold on. Okay. Let's look at his skills. So A1 attacks one enemy 3 times. The second and third hits of the skill will ignore 5 and 10% of the target's defense respectively. The second and third hits of the skill will deal 20 of 10 and 20 more 10 and 20% more crit damage respectively. Okay. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each critical hit destroys the enemy defense by 5%, stacks up to 30%. Each critical hit also increases this champion's max HP by 5%, stacks up to 30%. Each hit has a 75% chance of placing a leech debuff for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted if this champion is under a veil or perfect veil buff. Alright, okay. And his like minions are gonna be putting like veil buffs on him, I assume. Attacks all enemies before attacking, steals all buffs from a single target. This effect cannot be resisted if this champion is under a Veil or Perfect Veil buff. Fills this champion is terminated by 15% for each buff stolen. Will ignore 15% of each target's of each enemy's defense as well as shield and block damage buffs. If this champion is under a Veil or Perfect Veil buff, will ignore 30% of the targets of each enemy's defense instead. Okay. Dimensional Tyrant. This is passive. Increases all incoming or decreases all incoming damage by 30%. This damage is split equally among all allies except this champion. Increases this champion's damage by 15% for each dead ally. Whenever this champion loses 20% of their max HP in one attack, has a 100% chance to evade the next attack. When this guaranteed evade effect activates, places a perfect veil buff on this champion for 2 turns. There's the perfect veil. And has a 50% chance of placing a true fear debuff on all odds for 1 turn. The true fear debuff cannot be resisted. Okay. Interesting. We'll come back to this. So let's see. So they're turtles, right? They're turtles, so I assume they're going to be in like lizard men, right? That should make sense. No, none of them are in lizard men. Oh, Donnie. Don Donatello is the only one in lizard. The turtles, though. They're turtles. They should be in lizard men. All right, let's look at Donatello then. Interesting. Support. Heals all allies by 5% of this champion's max HP. Instantly activates one random continuous heal buff on all allies. Okay. Shell Shocker. Attacks all enemies. Ooh, 4-turn cooldown. Decreases the cooldown. Oh, there it is. Decreases the cooldowns of all ally skills, except this champion's by 2 turns. This skill's cooldown cannot be decreased by other cooldown decreasing effects. Plus a 30% increased speed buff on all odds for 2 turns. That's why. It's a 4-turn. It's a 4-turn cooldown because it decreases the skill. It decreases the cooldowns of all other skills. No, 3-turn. Removes all debuffs from all allies, places a 15% continuous heal buff and a 25% strength buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also fills the turn meters of all allies by 20%. This is similar to Artur. Artur has a heal on his A. He has an attack all enemies, heal all allies by 5% of Artur's max HP. This is very similar to Artur. The only difference is Donatello attacks one enemy and he activates one continuous heal. This is very similar though. This is similar. There's an epic champion that does something like this as well, but I forgot the name. And then again, this is like Artur. Artur places strength in. He places increased attack, and he also increases the turn meter by 15%. This is all of this is very similar to Udex Artur. Whenever attacks this champion joins. Oh, okay. Whenever an ally is about to receive a fatal hit, this champion prevents that ally's death and keeps him alive with 1 HP. Then equalizes that ally's HP. The HP level of that ally will be brought up to the average HP level of the team. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. Oh, okay. So if they're not all in Lizardmen, then where are they? Let's just check through all of them. Bro. Mikey is a Bannerlord? Bro. Okay. Attacks one enemy 2 times. If either hit was critical, place a 50% increased attack buff on this champion for 2 turns. Attacks one enemy before attacking has a 75% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff on the target for 2 turns. Has a 75% chance to place a stun debuff for 1 turn while looking at 20% target's resistance if the attack is critical. Then applies a debuff spread effect, taking all debuffs from the target and placing them on all allies, will ignore 25% of each target's resistance if the initial attack. What? Bro. Okay. if the initial attack was critical. The guy just brought out a piece of pizza. Attacks on enemies has a 75% chance of placing a 50% of decreased attack debuff and a leech debuff for 2 turns. Will ignore target resistance if it's critical. A taunt. Oh, okay. Interesting. He just brought up pizza. If it's to evade enemy skill and all of its accompanying effects, the ship is under a taunt buff, the chance of increase to 30%. Places a shield buff equal to 300% of this champion's attack on this champion for 1 turn when they receive a hit. Oh, you just build him with a shit ton of attack then. Okay. That's Michelangelo. Bro, he's in the Bannerlords, bro. What are they doing? Alright. Let's keep looking. No, none of them should be in L's. No way. None of them should be in L's. Okay, cool. Sacred Order? I can see that, maybe. Dude. Okay, hold on. So, Michael, Donnie, Raphael, Leonardo, Shredder, and April O'Neil. Dude, they didn't give us Master Splinter. Bro! This is bull. This is bull. Why would you go for April over Master Splinter, bro? Oh my god. Anyway, what the? Breaking story has a 50% chance of placing us. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is. Oh. Yeah, 75% chance book to place all of the crowd control buffs on just one enemy. Bro, imagine if this was attack all enemies, bro. Attack all enemies has a 75% chance of placing any one of the crowd control debuffs. Bro, that'd be overpowered, dude. She would blow Armand's Fabian. She'd blow both of them out of the water in Live Arena, bro. If only this was to tackle enemies. But honestly, I understand why this is a single target. Because a chance of placing any one of these debuffs, my god. That is powerful. I understand why it's a single target. What the? 75% chance of stealing all buffs from the target. Also has a 75% chance of stealing 100% of the target's current train meter. Then has a 75% chance of placing a nullified debuff and a sealed debuff on the target for 2 turns. 25% chance of activating the exclusive scoop skill on an enemy. Whenever they gain an extra turn or instant effect turn, or instant turn effect, if there were multiple champions in this team. Okay. Nullify and seal, what's that about? Are there new debuffs? Nullify. Champions under the Nullify debuff cannot have their skills activated, participate in any attacks, be granted an extra turn or an instant turn. Have their skill cooldowns decrease, have their shield's value increase, have their destroyed HP restored, have their HP swapped by allies or by themselves, evade enemy effects or skills, have their. Okay, so this is just like lockout. Okay. You're basically just like locking out the champion from like basically just participating. Wait, can they still receive buffs? Okay, they can still receive buffs, they just can't do... Okay, interesting. Alright. Seal. Nullify seal. I don't look at seal. Seal, okay. Seal, tube, version, sealant, master seal. She has seal. Sea debuff blocks effects from gear sets and masteries except stat. Oh. Except stat boosts granted by artifacts and accessories as well as masteries. Oh. Okay. So, if someone has a sleep, or if someone has a cursed set on, seal blocks the curse set's attempt at placing hex. If they have a stun set, if a champion has a stun set on, the seal debuff blocks the stun set from placing stun. Interesting. Okay. I don't really see how that's useful. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, well, I guess it could be useful, but like this is niche. That's what it is. It's niche. Places a 50% increased accuracy buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also decrease the 2 meters of all allies by 20%, then grants an extra turn. Ooh. Okay. Passive. Jesus, that's a lot of reading. Yeah, I ain't doing that. Speed aura in oh my god. Speed in arena by 28%. Interesting. And is she's available. Okay. Anyone else in nope. Barbarians. I can see them. I can see their totals being in the yeah, there's Raph. There's Raphael Barbarians. Okay. He's available too. Alright. One enemy 2 times, block revive. If the target's killed, each critical hit fails the champion's terminated by 10%. Tactile enemies ignore shield block damage if attacking under a berserk. He places berserk on himself? No way. Will ignore shield and block damage if he's attacking under berserk. Okay, so if he's not under berserk, then he will not ignore shield and block damage. Placed by the champion. This champion is not under a berserk debuff placed by themselves. The damage inflicted against enemies under shield buffs is increased by 50%. Okay. So he has to place the berserk on himself. He brings the berserk on his A3. And in order to ignore the shield and block damage, he has to place the berserk on himself. There are other champions in this game that have the berserk debuff, and and so if you use one of those other champions to place berserk on him, he's not going to ignore shield, but he is going to his damage against shield is going to be increased. One enemy 3 times, each hit will ignore 20% of the target's defense. Place a perfect veil buff in an unkillable buff on this champion. For 2 turns if the target is killed. If the target survives, places a Berserk debuff on this champion for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted or blocked. Okay. Okay. So what's Berserk? I believe it's all the way down here. Yeah. It increases the damage inflicted and damage received by 50%. Oh, okay. Puts Berserk debuff on the champion for 1 turn when any champion dies. Has a 20% chance of granting an extra turn when attacking under a Berserk. Oh, okay. He is available for summoning. Alright. Let's go Organ. I don't think any of them will be in here. Yeah. Skinwalkers, probably not. Okay, I know for a fact Shredder. I know for a fact that Shredder is in the Shadowkin. Let's go look at Shredder. This looks different. This looks different. There he is, Shredder. Void Lego. Oh, it can't be summoned. Interesting. Okay. Attacks 1 enemy through. Oh, I already. He's the boss of the event dungeon. I already looked at him. Okay. Oh, Leo. What? Leonardo is a Void Lego in the Shadowkin. Interesting. He's available as well. Okay. Attacks with enemy twice. When counterattacking, will repeat this attack against a random enemy. They'll ignore 3% of target's defense for each debuff on the champion. Okay. Oh my god. Place a 60% increased defense on all allies and a 50% ally protection buff on all allies except the champion for 2 turns. Also places an unkillable buff and a counterattack buff on the champion for 2 turns. Okay. Bookable to a 3-turn cooldown. Wait. Okay. Attacks on enemies. The damage inflicted by the skill increases by 5% for each buff on all allies and enemies. Oh. Oh, okay. I'm drinking my coffee. Hold on. Alright. So, for this, if you bring, like, champions that place multiple debuffs or buffs, right? You can either load up the enemy team with debuffs or load up your own team with debuffs, and this could really nuke. This has some great nuke potential. Removes all buffs from all enemies if this attack kills an enemy. This effect cannot be resisted. Okay. TMNT Unity. One turtle ally will ignore 50% of each target's defense per each. Does not count this. Okay. 2 turtle allies. Increases the damage dealt by this ship by this skill. That increases the damage dealt by the skill in proportion to this champion's missing HP. Activates this skill whenever an ally's HP drops below 50%. Occurs once per skill. There are multiple champions on the team with this skill. Only one will activate. Okay. Hero in a half shell. Places a stone skin buff on this champion for 1 turn each time this champ. Oh my god. Ooh. Okay. No. Alright. So we saw Mikey, we saw Raph, we saw Leonardo. The one left is Donatello, right? I think I saw Donatello. Hold on. Mikey. Then no. April. I saw April. Raph. I saw Donnie. Okay, so I saw all of them, right? Leonardo and Shadowkin, Donnie, Lizardman, Mikey, and then Raph. Yeah, okay, I saw all of them. Okay, cool. Nelson Master Splinter, bro. How you gonna? What? I assume this is a. Oh, it's a fusion. Okay, it's a fusion. Yeah, it's a fusion. Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, Master Splinter. That's some BS, bro. That's some BS. How you gonna skip over the one? Probably, honestly, I'd say probably the most well-known uh character in the TMNT universe, Master Splinter. How you just gonna ignore Master Splinter like that, man? That ain't right. That just ain't right. Champion Chase, Ice Golem Tournament. Sorry. Okay, let's go back to the event dungeon. Try to get as far as possible in that. This is much easier. Yeah, this is definitely much easier. Oh, oh no. All right. We're at stage 14. This is the stage where in the last event dungeon was so difficult that I couldn't the last event dungeon was so difficult that I couldn't um stage 14 was the one I had to farm. Okay. Originally I had pushed past stage 14, right? I got to stage 15, I got to stage 16, right? But I guess stage 15 and 16 were like perfect clears, you know? Everything just went so perfectly on 15 and 16 that I guess I ended up winning because everything went so perfectly. But then once I tried to go back and farm 16 and 15, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it on auto. I couldn't do it on manual. I tried like I tried like switching out many different champions. It just never worked. So but Polaris said that this event dungeon is supposed to be easier. I really hope it seems like it is. It already seems like it is. So I'm not doing that much damage to. All right, stage 15. Hmm. Okay. I'll keep it. Stage 16. You know what? I should bring a block debuffs or block buffs. Ooh, I should put Ugo in the team because first of all, these guys can like, of course, place buffs on themselves, the whole team, right? And on top of that, Shredder on his A3. Shredder steals all bullets from a single target enemy. Right? So I should bring Ugo for the block buffs. Decreased defense is gonna be helpful as well. Oh my god, Blade Master. Oh wow, okay. I'm going to bring Ugo on the team. See how that works. Decreased defense and block buffs. It should work fine. He stole all the buffs from Blade Master, but block buffs is there to save the day. And the decreased defense. Oh my god. Okay. I think this is gonna be my team. I think this is gonna be my team to farm the event dungeon. Oh, you know what? Okay, well I sold all the pieces, but let's try to look at um the new gear set, Chronophage. Did did he just block the leech debuff? It's 4-star. Ben. Alright. Chronophage. One piece, 10 HP. Two pieces, 40 resistance. Ugh. Alrighty, not really. Set bonus. Three piece, 5% speed. 4 piece grants the wearer one immutable stack. At the start of the round, each immutable stack blocks a single attempt at increasing the wearer's skill cooldowns. Okay. And HP, 2 stacks, resistance, speed. I don't know. I don't know. Wait, let's hold on. Chronophage. Immutable stack. What? Immutable. That's a lot of reading. Oh my god, that's a lot of reading. Will reduce the effectiveness of any attempt to increase a skill's cooldown on the champion. A champion can receive multiple stacks of the immutable buff. Each immutable stack will reduce the effectiveness of any attempt to increase a skill's cooldown. For instance, if a skill specifies that it increases a skill's cooldown by 3 turns, a single immutable stack will reduce that to 2 turns. 2 stacks will reduce it to 1 turn. 3 stacks will block the cooldown increasing effect entirely. After an attempt to increase a skill's cooldown, the number of immutable stacks used will be removed. Okay. Interesting. So, hold on. Alice. So as a increasing the cooldowns of all enemy skills by 2 turns. Okay. So if a champ has 1 stack, then it will instead increase the cooldown by 1 turn. If they have 2 stacks, they'll increase they will block the attempt block the attempt completely. Interesting. Okay. I don't really arena maybe arena. I mean, do any bosses have any like cooldown increasing effects? I don't know, but I can. The only place I can see this being used is arena, and even then, I don't know. So it was Sacred Order, right? Where is? There it is. There's Demon Spawn. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really think that's going to be like used. I don't really think anyone's going to use that. Okay, we're at stage 18. I mean, this is already first. This is already better than the last one. Oh, decrease damage from HP burns. Oh, immune to decrease. Okay, interesting. Can I make it to stage 20? Can I make it to stage 20, please? Hmm. Okay, this is a bit. This is only stage 18 though. Why are they going after Blade Master? Okay. Stage 19. Stage 20, please. Stage 20, as chance at getting 5 to 6-star gear only. No more 4-star chance. Please, let me get stage 20. Even if it's like a 3-4 minute clear, that's fine. Just please let me get stage 20. Oh, I have um the like sound and sound effects turned off in the settings. Mainly because I just don't like the background music. I don't like the sound effects. I don't like the background music. Like I'm usually doing something else on my laptop. Right? I'm like either watching something or doing some like work, and I usually have a raid going in the background, right? And it's going in the background, and I still hear the like sound effects and the music playing, as if like I'm actively playing the game, right? So, um, I turned it off because at first, because I didn't want to hear that stuff in the background while I'm doing other stuff. Okay. Minute 30 so far. He heals himself. He heals himself. This is okay. I think I am gonna be able to do this, but again, it's gonna be like it's looking like a 3-minute clear. This freaking guy, man. Jesus. This freaking guy. Okay, it's looking like I should bring in um what's it called? Healing reduction. This is just wow. Wow. Yeah, okay. Let's try this again. I should bring healing reduction, but who do I switch out? I need the block buffs. I need the block buffs. Yuzan, let's look at this guy. And a debuff, the super to the target, 10% of the max HP. Excellent enemies. 75% chance of removing two buffs from all enemies. Use the champion by 10% of their max HP for each debuff. Oh. Use all odds by 20% of this champion's max HP. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. This guy is really annoying. But let's try it again, though. And try to focus him. I don't think stage twin is gonna work for me. Yeah, nah, he just removed all of those debuffs. Healed and then placed more debuffs. Yeah, I don't think stage twin is gonna work for me. But 19 though, I'll take 19. Hold on. Let me try something. For the heal reduction. Okay, yeah, no. Hmm. Okay. Um, Luxor maybe? Extra. Let's try this. See, what I don't like about Wixwell is that he doesn't prioritize using his A3 first. He uses A2 first. I don't know why. See, if he had used his A2 first, then we I or A3. If he had used his A3 first. See, look at that. He prioritizes using his A2 first, but what about his A3? His A3 is the shield. Prioritize your A3 first, man. Oh shit, we killed him. Oh shit. No way. I got my guess. All right, sorry about that. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? 2 minute and 57 second clear. Always coming, Wixwell always coming in clutch. When Elva and Artur can't keep everyone healed, or Elva, Artur, and Ugo can't keep everyone healed. Um, here comes in Wixwell to save the day with the shields. Extra HP, man. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I got Wixwell for the shields, Blade Master just for damage, and then Venomage for the heal reduction, because that Yuzan guy is always healing. And then Ugo for the block buffs and decreased defense. This is a great team, I think. Um, honestly, I'm not gonna. No, no. That's fine for now. It's fine for now. It's fine for now. All right. Um, cool. Yeah, I got the stage 20 of the event dungeon. Cool. Okay. So yeah, no, that didn't happen. So Donatello is where is he? Donatello is the fragment fusion, and then I assume they're going. Then Michael is the um daily champion chase. I assume they're probably going to give again Shredder a targeted champion boost from Void Shards in the future, and then uh, and then April, and then April and then Raph and Leonardo. They're probably gonna do like Heroes Paths and Deck of Fates for that. So yeah. Okay. So cool. So this is the end. This is the end of the video. Yeah. Peace.